Thank you, Mr. Malhotra and Dr. Thompson. My question is for Mr. Malhotra. If you are, I guess, not attacking Christianity per se, then is there a place for Christianity and maybe even missionaries in India?
Yes, yes, I think there is. Well, there are many churches, there are many denominations that actually don't want to convert. In fact, until the Portuguese came and had an encounter with the Syrian church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, they had lived there for over 1,000 years in a very friendly way. They were a very, very tiny community, and their relations with Hindus were extremely good. And they were non-evangelical, not having any ambitions to expand, and they were not reporting to any foreign nexus. They were a very happy community. So that's a good example of Christianity thriving in India for a very long period of time. It's only when the Portuguese came as colonizers and they brought armies of church people with them, and then the British and now other forces, that there is this reaction from the Hindu soil, which produces all these tensions. So Christianity practiced without institutional hegemony of global nexuses is not a problem.
Thank you.
I have a question to Reverend Thompson. I come from Delhi, and you refer to forcible conversion. Now I'd like to ask you, in Delhi University, in St. Stephen College, there is a 50% reservation for Christians. Yeah. My son goes there, 90% no admission. Somebody else goes there, 88% is Christian. Yes. Dad, can I convert? I get admission. If he does convert, what kind of categorization you give him? What kind? Is it forcible or what kind of conversion it is?
Very good.
The reservation has nothing to do with the conversion.
Pardon?
Reservation has nothing to do with the
It's denying opportunity. It's denying opportunity to the Hindus.
Okay. Allow
Okay, let me answer your question. I don't think I will satisfy your question, but try me. Reservation is a policy to bring all communities as equals in India. That
With the government money, the money of the government of India.
right. No,
Sir, you've asked your question. Please allow him to respond.
It's important because of the unequal economic and social status of people. Some help is needed for some people.
So my son is poor, 90%. He's not even poor. Somebody gets less percent, and because he's a Christian.
And because of this reservation, education went up, and India is prospering. And without this reservation, only some people would have jobs. Now a lot of people have jobs. We should be happy about that.
Okay, we've exhausted this issue. I'm going to give it to this gentleman over here. Then because time is short, we will start opening it up to the folks who would like to make comments. We just ask you to be brief.
I think my question, I will say briefly, just tell us that why Christianity believes in conversion, because when you convert somebody, it means you feel that your religion is superior. You have something that the other person does not have. So once you have that mindset, I mean, you have already degraded the other person. So when you say we are all equal, then why can you not treat other person as equal? Because Hindus do not convert, only Christianity believes in conversion.
You are so bogged down in conversion. It's a very minor factor. Because he doesn't like conversion. There are 3% Christians in India, and the latest census is 1,200,000,000 Indians, and we have 3% Christians. Don't get panicked. Don't get panicked.
Now, I'm not panicked, but my question
how
is,
does
please answer my question. My question is, why does Christianity believe in conversion? And I gave you my premise of thought. Answer that.
Well, the Christianity, like all other religions, propagate.
If you like other religions, why you would convert?
Propagate their own religions and forces no one. And people who choose Jesus as their guru, God, they come to Christianity. I mean, I cannot find fault with that.
Okay.
I do believe that some of the claims that you do make makes me pause. I am a Hindu, and when you talk about a nexus, or there is a, without pointing to it exactly, that there is almost a conspiracy, I find it a little hard to believe. And I want to know what tools of analysis, if any, was used in making that conclusion and making that leap into seeing that there is a collusion amongst different parties here to vitiate the atmosphere in India.
Okay, and that's a very good question, because that's directly about the book. And I would like you to read the book, because the answer is given in the book. I mean, I can't give you a 30-second answer from 600 pages. But in a nutshell, the book shows the cross affiliations between church people and think tanks, between academic people and church people, between church people and government. So there is a cross affiliation. And the cross funding, it talks about the US government programs or faith-based initiatives which are now being exported. And when it's called faith-based initiatives, it goes into, for charitable work. One of the things I did over the last 10 years is that there is a Freedom of Information Act in the United States. So I can go to any nonprofit and demand seeing their financials. And most of them I didn't even have to go through any legal issue. If I called up the Mormon Church, which I did, and said, I'm very interested, I'm told that you guys are doing a lot of work in India, I'd like to come and discuss exactly your India projects, they're welcome and will give me a huge dog and pony show of how many churches they've set up, how much money they're putting in, where the funding is going, because they see it's part of their PR and they're proud of it. They don't think they're doing anything wrong, by the way. So I have gone to Gospel for Asia, I've gone to World Vision, I've gone to these kind of places, and I've done my own due diligence as to what kind of magnitude of funds they're doing and for what they are going. My co-author is sitting at the other end. He's sitting in Tamil Nadu, and his job has been to look at the receiving side, where the money comes, what is it done, what do they do with it? Is it really used, when they say for education, is it really used entirely for education, or is it most of it used somewhere else, for something else? So putting the data of the supply side, which is here, and the end destination side, which is in India, looking at what the cross connections are, was the primary methodology. And looking at the cross affiliations. For example, if you look at the Dalit Freedom Network and see the board of members and the founders, then you start going and investigating who are these guys. Some of them are right-wing Republican congressmen, some of them are political people from the church, and then you can put together that a group of interests came together and formed the Dalit Freedom Network. So the Lutheran Church, we have a whole chapter on the Lutheran Church in Europe and what they're doing in India, and how they're operating through a group or network in India to do certain things. So these different networks we have found without any doubt, and in fact those networks won't deny it. They will tell you that this is our network of, we are spreading the right truth, and we are, they will not say that the facts are wrong. They will say that what they're doing needs to be done because Hindus got this problem that they can't solve on their own, and we have to come and solve it. So what you're calling intervention is a good intervention. So they're not denying the intervention. They're calling it something else, but they are accepting the facts.
I agree with Mr. Malhotra on this one. There are so many sleazy evangelists out there. Also, I hope you will include what VHP is doing. They export thousands and millions of dollars to India to attack Christians and Muslims. Yeah. There is a big book came out. So I'm not saying, I'm not disagreeing with this notion. And there are a lot of sleazy evangelists out there. I don't agree with any of them. But don't be blind to what VHP is doing.
You are neutralizing the fact, you are agreeing a fact that cannot be denied. You are neutralizing, what you are doing is you are agreeing a fact that cannot be denied by fabricating an evidence, fabricating something so that you can.
No, see, we are all.
Excuse me, whatever he said,
you cannot.
It is in the government documents how much money was.
You cannot always construct an argument based on sentiment alone. You got to look at all the facts and include I am willing to admit sleazy evangelists include VHP in it.
Okay, so Dr. Thompson's made his point. I think it's clear whether you agree or disagree. And in the spirit of the last question, I want to bring our, unfortunately, we've got to bring this to an end at this point. In the spirit of the last question,
having my hand up all day.
I'm sorry, sir. I think after this, Mr. Malhotra is going to have to write a book called Breaking Beneath, because I'm probably the most hated person in this room right now. In fact, I'm probably going to start shopping for a faith that will take me, because probably everyone in this room is going to reject me. But someone has to be the bad guy, and I'm sorry. We have to.
You've done very well.
We have to draw a line. But I do want to say, in the spirit of the last question, the reason that we provided this program, that we put this program on, and this was not by any means a solo effort. This was largely the efforts of the Princeton Hindu Satsangam, the student group here. But the entire point of it, the entire point of putting this program on was to raise questions, was to stir up the complexity, the controversy, to get us thinking, to get us exploring. And so I very much appreciate your when you say certain things need to be paused. And I think in that spirit, we can all learn to pause and to explore ideas and to dig a little bit deeper. So on that note, we want to thank you. Thank you all for attending. Please drive safely and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Really, that was very good job. You did a very good job.